Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to another Real Madrid review. Just before I start off today's review, I just want to say I'm sorry that this video is going out like I think a day or two after the Madrid derby. There was something wrong with my OBS and the audio problems that was making it either too loud, right? And my voice is bad. I don't even know if this is bad. I'll have to check. If not, I have to record again. Right, at least I know that it's something I can record again. So I'm trying to do this properly. Plus, YouTube have been having some issues at this YouTube Studio. When you upload a video, it takes forever to process. There's just a lot of things happening right now in my life, and it doesn't help when you're a fan of Lewis Hamilton and it gets taken away from you like that. Oh, Lewis, I feel so bad for it, but the driver who deserved it won in the end. May the best driver win, as they say, and the better driver won on the night. But the way it was so ruthless, the way it was taken away, get Michael Masi out of here. I mean, I'm gonna get hate, and I don't want to talk about F1 when we're talking about something more positive. Plus, when I'm recording this, of course, the Champions League draw have already been made. My thoughts on it will be in another video, but I'm telling you, it's not gonna be a fun one for Real Madrid fans to hear. But hey, I will be uploading that maybe a couple of hours after this. Who knows? I've been spending hours on this OBS Studio stuff, and even my YouTube, everything. And even today's Real Madrid career mode video that went out, episode 31 of course, took me a few days, right? Because YouTube was having none of it, right? So it will be much appreciated if you do hit the like button and subscribe if you aren't already. I don't really normally promote them that early. I promote them at the end, but it's what it is. But we're here for the actual good stuff, I guess. In the Madrid derby victory. Now, I've got a couple of things to say. Firstly, I've got a couple of players to mention. I've got a whole lot of things to say. Now, let's talk about the goals. You know, these goals are actually quite easy to remember because the highlights I was watching was like a minute. Just the goals, literally just the goals. And I don't want to watch highlights of 45 minutes highlights of us having shots at goal and or just players walking around. I don't want. I want to see the goals. You know, yeah, I want to see a couple more good chances and the commentators and all that kind of stuff. But obviously, I just want to see the goals because that's part of the game. So the first goal was a really good ball in by Vini. Not a good ball in, but he just kind of crossed it in for Benzema to volley home. I mean, Vini Jr. getting both assists today. We'll talk about him as well later on. But Benzema with a really, really good volley. Again, Benzema with another player we'll talk about. Let's talk about the goals first, right? And then Asensio on his left foot. We all know what threat Asensio can give on that left foot of his. He just absolutely insane on the left foot. And he just curls one, I guess, into the bottom corner. And it wasn't as spectacular as a goal like he did against Inter, but it's still a really nice goal from Asensio. I'm telling you, because I'm crap with my left foot, I'm a right footer, and if I had a count on FIFA, I would have 1-star weak foot, by the way. My left foot is horrible. I can't shoot in my left. I don't know why. I can't pass, I can't shoot. I'm a right footer. But Asensio goal, really nice. So I've got many things about from the game to talk about. I mean, I've got things about the game to talk about, and even some about from the game. I guess we should talk about the result. Although I think going into this game, I was quite confident. I know it's Atlético Madrid, but I think last season, I still don't think they got away with it. I don't think. Yeah, this might sound like a salty Real Madrid fan, but I don't think they overly played that well. Like everybody thought they did. Yes, they won the La Liga trophy and La Liga title, which is all you need. You know, Atlético Madrid had a really good season last season, but I don't think that they played that well in last season, where you expect them to come back into this season as favorites. I think, yes, they might have been one of the favorites in this season, but I think they got extremely lucky. I know this is such a salty thing to say. I know. But it's the past. I've already put it past me. I don't really care about it. I know with all the incidents that's happening right now in the world, I'm gonna put it past me because things are history, things past you. You can't remember things that happened a year or two ago. So I'm not gonna hold grudges and be like, oh my god, they won it. That's so unlucky. That is so lucky for them. Oh my god, I cannot believe they won it. Oh, I'm so sad. Oh, No, no, no. None of that. I'm just gonna make a point here that I don't think they had that spectacular of a season last season to prove that they played extremely well to deserve it. They did well, but not like out of the world. So for me personally, at least, I don't see them coming into this season as main favorites. And I'm not saying like we made a lot of signings, and signings aren't normally a thing to do, but you can see Atlético Madrid, they've brought in a few players. I think they brought in Cunha, brought back Griezmann. You know, they've got some really good players there. But overall, I don't think that they are quite favorites against Real Madrid. With the form we are in, 9 games without a loss. Coming into this game, before this game, of course, we are 9 games unbeaten. Now we are 10 games unbeaten. And, you know, I don't think that their style of play is necessarily gonna work against us. Like, under Simeone, I know it's a really good coach, but the aggressive style of gameplay, I'm not so sure. I guess a lot of fans were expecting this to be more of a Real Madrid win. Like, I'm sure a lot of journalists, pundits, fans, or not fans, but former players, would all say it's gonna be an interesting game. And yes, when we came into this game, there was a lot at stake. Firstly, we were playing the Madrid derby. We all know how special the Madrid derby is. You know, it's 2 sets from Madrid fighting to see who the best is. And for years, we have been better than Atlético. Okay? And we probably still are the better team in Madrid. And secondly, this is potentially beating or playing against a side that are going to be a top 4 contender, or even some are La Liga contender. I said they're not going to be favorites, but definitely they're going to be, you know, competing there. I won't be surprised if they are in the top 2 by the end of the season. I just don't see them winning it. I have huge confidence and faith in my club. I just come back to this video when either we won or somehow lost the La Liga title. Right? Come back into this video. But this was a big game. This was massive 3 points. For us, we needed to stay well clear of the rest behind us, or, you know, Sevilla, and then build the gap between us and Atlético. And, you know, they lost. Barcelona drew with Osasuna, which is good. I don't see us Barcelona in the La Liga title race, not when they're losing to Real Betis and Osasuna and drawing Osasuna. And we actually drew with Osasuna like 0-0. So I have no right to be speaking, but we didn't lost to Betis this season, so I have the right to speak. But what I'm gonna say is this victory was good, right? Because now we're gonna go into a batch of games. We have cleared Atlético. We obviously played Sevilla, Real Sociedad. The Champions League will be a break until February, so we have got January focus on the Liga. We've got, I think, Cardiff next, if I'm not mistaken, on Sunday, I think it is. So a couple of days break. Ancelotti has allowed the players to take breaks, which is nice. I think on a 2-day break after, you know, a lot of the same players, you know, Benzema, Vinicius, the same midfield, the same backline, Courtois, Asensio even. I think it's the same 11 for the past 5, maybe even the season so far. Tell me, apart from a few players who have been dropped, like the right wing spot, Camavinga coming in for a couple of games, the right backs, you know, Carvalho injured, so Vasquez will take it. The centre backs have been the same. Mendy obviously wasn't playing that much, so obviously he came back and he played. Courtois has been in goal for pretty much all the games this season. The lineup has been unchanged for pretty much the first half of the season, and I don't expect it to happen or change. I expect us to go in until the end of the season with the same players. And I don't expect us to make any signings in January unless it's pre-contract, which is negotiating with the player in January to sign them on the free for next season. Think, oh, Real Madrid, you know, you've got Luka Modric is 36, Kroos is like 34 or whatever. But you gotta think that, and we'll get into the players. I'm literally talking a lot now. I think this video is gonna be at least 25 minutes long or something. I don't know. I will know when I have to edit some parts out, and, you know, I'll watch back, right, and listen to myself talking crap. But what I'm gonna say is, for me, age is just a number. It's facts. You know, it's literally facts. If you disagree that I'm telling you, your life is gonna be really sad. Just kidding. But age is literally just a number. And I think Modric can still play for, I think, at least another season at professional level, at top level. Obviously, it's not gonna be easy for a player like him, and it's hard to call. Is he gonna retire this season? I don't think so. Is he gonna retire next season? Most likely, but I think he's gonna go in for another season with us. Next season, you might see the likes of Camavinga and Valverde being involved more in the Casemiro, with the Toni Kroos and Modric being rotated more. But this season is more crucial, right? We have not got much, new signings. We only got two players, in Alaba and Camavinga, a new midfield signing, and that's what he's here for. Honestly, when we signed him, I knew the fact that we were not going to play him immediately in that main team. He's going to have a big role as a rotational player. He's going to fight with the Modric and Kroos, but eventually, after a season or two, he will be the main man. And a lot of people were like, Camavinga is going to be a bench warmer at Real Madrid. Go to United, he'll start. Go to PSG, go to an Arsenal, he'll play there. I'm like, he will play here too, just not now. And he chose the right club in my opinion. I think Real Madrid are a good club for him. But we are not going to talk about Camavinga because he hasn't played I don't know how many games. He's been involved sometimes as a sub. But that's my take. I think with the squad that we have got, I think we're going to stick with the same lineup until the end of the season. And I think these players are working fine. Whatever age they are, whether they're fit, I think if they're not fit, we will take them and rest them. But I think these players are working fine, right? And Atlético Madrid, it's not easy to break down the side like us. I know we haven't been winning like 5-0 or whatever. It's been another 2-0 victories. I think we won 2-0 Sociedad, 2-0 Inter, and now 2-0 Atlético. So 3 2-0 wins in a row. But for me, I just think that this was a brilliant performance, and I'm not even getting to the players. I've got like a couple of individual performances I want to speak about and talk about, so this is going to be a really long video. But personally for me, I never saw Atlético as the favourites to come into this game. I knew they were going to give us a challenge, with Simeone playing the most aggressive football I've seen. Not really to be honest. But you can see Simeone is the kind of manager. He's got like Suarez. Who else has he got? I think basically every single player in his team would love to go for a WWE fight. To be honest, yeah, that's true to be honest. And I think that they were not favourites going into this game. I think Real Madrid were always favourites, and I knew they were going to get the challenge, but no. We got the win in the end, and I'm happy with it. Now, I don't know how long the recording has been, but I spent a long time talking about that game. Now let's talk about the performance I want to talk about. Now, first thing I'm going to talk about Karim Benzema. We spoke about age is a number, but Karim Benzema is still doing it. And I'm not so-called doubting him. I'm just intrigued to see him still doing it. Firstly, at such age. Yes, I just said age is a number, but I don't expect every single 25-year-old. I don't think Benzema is 25, he's 34, isn't he? But I don't expect every single player who's at their 30s who do that well, right? Week in, week out. And Benzema has been, Modric has been, Kroos has been. But Benzema, once again, showing why he might genuinely be one of our best players and go down in history. It's tough to say. It's so tough when you've got the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo, Zinedine Zidane, who else have we even got? Raul. There's so many players, and I want to talk mainly about players that we had. Actually, we can talk about Beckham, we can talk about Figo, we can talk about Ronaldo, R9, but he didn't really did that well, to be honest. I mean, not the biggest highlights of his career. I think when Ronaldo was at Barcelona and Inter Milan, I think probably more of a highlight of his career, probably debatable. But Benzema out there is one of the best players in our club history. And again, why I don't expect him to play, or I did not expect him to play this game, it's not because of his age. It's because I think he picked up an injury. I think it might have been a hamstring injury. I'm not so sure. I don't quote me on that. I think it's what I read. But obviously, social media nowadays, you can't take them for real. You can just put absolute crap on it, and people will just be like, "Oh my God, do you heard this?" And this is why the content that I bring to you guys mainly has been reliable, and what I've heard and what I've clarified with other people that are reliable as well, not just random people on Twitter saying Pessy and Ronaldo and that kind of stuff. Um, but things that I know that is confirmed and things that I've clarified and confirmed with other people. But Benzema, he got an injury, just an injury, so he came off obviously against Sociedad. Jovic replaced him, got a good sort of debut, I guess, and then he obviously didn't play against Inter Milan again to rest him. So I was expecting the same, but obviously the game against Inter Milan was more of a, it's not that important, right? We are already through. It would be preferable to get first place in the Champions League, and in the end we still got a tough draw, so doesn't really matter in the end. Probably had we finished second but in the first, we could have done Liverpool and they could have done PSG. Imagine the same draws but vice versa, so we finished second and they finished first. We're not going to talk about that in another video obviously. This video is going to go on for ages, by the way. Where was I? Yeah, I did not expect him to play. I expected Jovic to play up front, at least for maybe, I want to say 60-65 minutes, and then maybe Benzema come on. But Benzema started, and my word, Benzema just proving everybody wrong. Haters gonna hate, but Benzema is gonna prove you wrong. Benzema, there you go. I'm gonna talk about the right wing spot as well. Asensio, I think, has sort of proven that he, or not proven, but has sort of, yeah, maybe proven himself that he should be the main right wing at the club. And I genuinely think, why not? The form he's on, at least. He's still at 24, 25, which is relatively young. You know, he's been here for, it seems like he's been here for ages. But at this moment, no one in the team who can play right wing can overtake him. We know Vini and Benzema's spots are locked. I don't think anyone's going to replace them. Maybe Benzema with Jovic, you know, Benzema is getting on a little bit. He might get injured here and there, but he might not be fit to play. So obviously, Jovic will come and rotate a little bit. But on the right wing spot, there has been a couple of names. Now, firstly, Asensio obviously. Form, he's on absolute form. Rodrigo, still young, relatively young. I mean, Asensio is young too, but Rodrigo still like what, 19, 20? Is he 20? I think he's 20. He might be older, might be younger, I don't know. But Rodrigo hasn't proven himself that much. I know he's got the winner against Inter the first time we played them, the first Champions League game, but not been overly great, has it? And then you're looking at the players who hasn't been doing that well at all. Eden Hazard, I genuinely think he's gonna leave, but I don't see in the January transfer window unless a big offer coming from like the Newcastle United. Obviously they're fighting relegation at the moment, or relegation battle at the moment. If they come in for offer like 45 million, we might accept. I'm not saying I want 45 million because obviously it might not be realistic. I mean, maybe 40 million, but apparently, don't quote me on this again, West Ham made an offer for Hazard for like 21 million and it was rejected. So obviously it was a hilarious bid. Like, as poor Hazard is currently, 20 million for a player of his caliber, he's still got to prove himself. I don't think it's even close to where we want. And I'm not saying that we want the 100 millions. There's no way. Not when we are in the COVID or just a pandemic. But with the form after it's on, there's no way we're gonna get anywhere close to that, right? So I'm being realistic here. 35-40 million is where we are looking at. You know, nowhere more than that. But I don't see it being 21 million, right? But I see us leaving potentially in the summer, unless Newcastle or whatever team are really desperate and pay the money we want. Then we can walk in big seats. Hazard is not going to the team. He plays like 15 minutes every game. Like, we did not buy Eden Hazard, one of the best left wingers or one of the best players in the world. When we bought him, he was one of the best players in the world. We did not pay all that money just for him to come on every 15 minutes at the end of the game. No. You know what? Go to Newcastle. You know, prove yourself there. You've got nothing to prove. You've proven yourself in the Premier League before. Go ahead. I just don't think Spain is a suitable league for him, unfortunately, and it's sad. I love Eden Hazard. I think even if he isn't a Real Madrid player, he's one of my favorite players in the world. But What's happened to him is really sad. Like really sad. I can't believe what has turned out, but it's what it is. And then we've got Gareth Bale. Literally, why is he even in the conversation anymore? I know Ancelotti has been like, Bale is fit, Bale might get a few minutes, but every manager say that. There's no way a manager will come out and say, who is Bale? He's playing golf. He's not gonna be my plans. I mean, that's not like a thing that Antonio Conte will do. No offense, but maybe not actually. Maybe I don't want to offend any Antonio Conte or Spurs fans. Okay, talking about Spurs, bring him back. Actually, no one will buy him because Bale, his contract running out this end of the season. He's on high wages. We are hoping that he leaves. We're not gonna sign him up. He's on extremely high wages. He might be one of the higher paid players in the team, which is ridiculous for a player who isn't really playing. So get him out, okay? I mean, I sound filming. I am a little bit. And then one ridiculous, or not ridiculous, but one interesting option to play on the right is Valverde, because he isn't getting minutes at centre midfield. He's a centre midfield, of course. He's not getting minutes one again on the right, but I don't think he can do well on the right. He's a central midfielder. We have seen Valverde, I think sort of under both Zidane and Ancelotti, he has played sort of a right back spot. It's not the same as the right wing, but on the right hand side he just hasn't got it. I think he has to be down the middle. I know he's quick, but on the wings he just hasn't got it. So yeah, funny how he's even in this topic of for right wingers, really. But at the moment Asensio favourite, and then because I don't want this video to be overly too long, Modric is going to be the last player I'm going to talk about. We sort of talked about him a little bit already. 36 years old and he's still being absolutely a baller. None of those Atlético players, even just the midfield, can stop him. No Rodrigo De Paul, no Llorente, no one. And he's 36. Pretty incredible. And Vini as well, man. He didn't score, but he got 2 assists. How? How did a Vini Jr. or Vinicius Jr. went from, I think a season or two ago, being the man, you know how you could just like, I don't know how to explain it, but a player who couldn't finish his dinner to now suddenly this season scoring like for fun, assisting like it's for fun. My word, he has literally shown himself. I don't know, has the CR7 method of the diet, everything actually helped? Who knows, it might have actually helped him. But yeah, happy to see a lot of the players on form, and happy to see we managed to beat Atlético. That's the positive side. No, winning a derby is always happy. Always happy, always fantastic. Sort of make my life happy a little bit. But then after your life goes up, the Champions League draw made it go down. My word, the scandals. Anyways, I'm not going to talk more about it. You'll be in a separate video, my thoughts on it. That's the end of today's Real Madrid review. I don't want it to be too long for me to edit. I don't want this video to go out too late as well. So yeah, thanks for the end of today's Real Madrid review. Let me know your thoughts on the game. Hit the like button guys if you guys did enjoy today's review. Subscribe to the channel if it's on already. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!